Hello and welcome to Mystic Star Magic. I am so happy you are here. Today we are going to have a little bit of fun and we are doing a love reading, and it is all about where is this connection heading. So like, where is this relationship or connection heading? I'm making it more vague with the connection rather than relationship. So it is kind of very exciting. So thank you so much for giving me a chance. If you are somebody who's here that's new, and somebody, if you've been with me for a while, thank you for coming back. This is going to be your pile one. And I do personal readings, so if you have like any questions or if you want to book the reading, there is information down below. This is group 2. And I also have an Etsy where I sell my oracles, and I also do Reiki and also have personal readings there as well. And this is group 3. So any information that you want is all down below. Okay, this is group 4. Hopefully you're getting to see. Yeah, look at that. Group 4. All of these are actually quite beautiful. I'm attracted to more than one pile here. So if you are too, just go ahead and listen. Take what resonates from all, and then just, that's your reading. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. Close our eyes. Clear our mind. And now as you exhale and open your eyes, choose whichever pile draws you to it. All right, let's do this. Hello, pile 1. I'm so happy you are here. So, I'm actually quite excited. Just even as you chose this card, you can actually, hopefully you can see it. It's almost like, well, you have all these hearts here, so there's something special to this connection, and it's almost like there's new growth here as well. So I'm excited to see what that means in terms of like what's happening in your connection. So I am using 3 tarot decks, the Pagan cats. I believe it's the Everyday Witches and then the Witches Tarot. So 2 there. Okay. So we have those. All right, want to make sure that you fit, because I actually, we're going to find out all this. So let's go ahead. And what we're really looking for, I mean, like all these are very important, but I like to see which ones are repeating. So the repeating ones are always giving us an indicator of, if there are no repeating, that's also interesting, but repeating ones let us know that those are really strong energies coming through here. Okay. Let's see. First, let's get a good look at all of this. Okay. So Ace of Swords is coming through here twice. That's like something that is very important. You also have a lot of swords, right? That's something that we're seeing here. And so what I'm seeing with a lot of swords is this is a lot in our heads, or like this connection is either like a very like mental connection. What I'm seeing here though is that there is a clarity coming, and I feel like it's a clarity not just for you and not just for your person, but as together as in this connection, there's clarity that is I feel like it's kind of clearing everything out. Yeah. You might be apart, if that is true. Either that, or like with the 6 of Swords, I feel like maybe there is a separation right now, but the separation is serving here as a way to, like I said, bring clarity, like understanding. I really almost feel like a lot of aha moments that come through here. There's also this separation also brings some sort of ending to things, like to, I would say, past traumas, and also possibly like more clarity or more focus on what the true desire is of this happiness and joy. Like there's a need or want of fulfillment. And here I almost feel like there is the two choices here. Sort of like there's a part that's very much afraid, and then there's a part that's also very hopeful. So I feel like you have these two energies that are playing out, but that the clarity comes that I'm almost certain that this is the desired outcome, the happiness, the joy. So like I feel like there will be communication going forward. Page of Swords, there's going to be some sort of like like, yes, some final like communication of like things that were left unsaid will finally be actually spoken. So this is a very beautiful thing. The Knight of Wands here is also kind of feeling like there is also action that is going to happen, right? So there's words, right? A lot of things, a lot of times that there's a lot of like mental stuff, but there's also some action that will be taken here, most likely by this person. It's almost like they're fighting off their own like fear, really, like their own demons, dragons, their own like fear dragons, if you will. They're slaying their fear dragons. While you yourself are I almost feel like you're allowing yourself here. So I feel like this is their Ace of Swords, and this comes through here. While they're going through here, you're kind of doing your own thing with your own clarity of, I almost feel like you are finding power in your clarity. Finally releasing some truth. So you actually see the birds. It's sort of like you're finally releasing something that you've been keeping. A lot of also, I feel like a lot of work with your throat chakra. So you're maybe one of those people who suppresses a lot, right? We don't want to rock the boat. You probably don't want to rock the boat. And so you might withdraw. So keep it all inside. And then it kind of either it comes out in an outburst of like one of those outbursts where it's really emotional, or it could be anger, just depending on what it is that you've been bottling in. So with this though comes for you like a sense of like you're working more on this. I feel like you're turning your attention on working towards yourself here. Even here with this Four of Swords, it's almost like resting, right? You're resting, but you're taking action. Like this is not this time apart, right? This is not a time where you're just both inactive. There's a lot of like movement here in terms of this connection. Six of Cups, there's a sense of, so I'm thinking actually the Four of Swords here too could be connecting in your dreams, but Six of Cups is like you're both missing each other. There's a pull here. There's a nostalgia that kind of pulls you both. And it kind of reminds you of the reasons why you like each other, why you fell for each other, right? There's also like a sense of innocence there. And the Queen of Cups is, I think, where you're headed here. You're finally taking up the cup. You're finally accepting, I think, a lot of your emotions and the power also maybe of your intuition, or of like any kind of, if you have psychic abilities or any kind of like things like that. But overall here, what I'm seeing here, where is this headed? It's a lot of work. So I think you're putting work apart, right? Discovering different things, but even apart, you're discovering something about this connection. But even here, the Eight of Pentacles, there's still work to be done. It might actually be, your person might actually be physically like, but focusing more on financial stability. But to me, it's sort of like, the work that needs to be done is something that is beneficial for both of you. So it's actually quite lovely. So it's headed to more work. I know it's not a very strong like I can't say like, oh, it's heading towards happily ever after, but that is I think the goal that you're both working towards. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Okay. Yeah. So I think you and I love that there's both this energy. So you're both, in a sense, like you're the Page of Cups, or maybe they're the Page of Cups and you're the Page of Wands, well, whichever it is, but you're still, you see, in this page energy. Yes, you are in the Queen of Cups, I think, in terms of yourself and in terms of you, where you want to head. But in terms of this connection, I think you're still a ways to go with it. But like, you see how the outcome is the Sun? That's where you're both working on right now. So even if you're apart, even if you're not together, you're working on this this outcome. I think you are working on the happily ever after. Just it takes you different routes to get to the same outcome is what I'm seeing here. But there's still more work to be done. There's still more learning. I would say learning about yourself, there's your sterling, and learning about what it is to be in a true connection. You know, like, I think that's where you are. Yeah. But I think you're gonna get there. Let's see what other, let's do, since it's like spooky season. But this is a timeless reading. I just want to see, where is this connection heading? And so I'm using Autumn's Delight by V. Love and Tarot. What is this connection heading? What is this connection heading? A rebirth obsession. Scattered. One more. Well, sort of like this, the truth comes out. And there's a sort of diligence. Like, I really do think that the due diligence, where you have to put in the work here. Let's see, where is this? And so that's Autumn's Delight, and this is my spooky oracle, spooky site oracle. You can find it on Etsy. And right now, when you watch this, there should be like a sale on Etsy. So, yeah, okay. This connection headed. I actually love that this is where you're headed in this connection. Okay, and so what I'm seeing here, and perception is important too. So I think the diligence is like, you have to work on finding your own purpose here, right? You like, love cannot be the purpose. Like, this connection cannot be your sole purpose. Neither can it be theirs. It's sort of like you have to find your own purpose, and then this just kind of like, together, when you have this, it's sort of like you uplift each other. To get to where you need to be, like to where you want to be, right? There's a sense of rebirth here. Yeah, so we do see it here. Like I said, it's sort of like things are finally coming out. Like, there's the flowers are blooming, but there's a rebirth here in alchemy. So in alchemy is sort of like, it's not a regular rebirth, because it's blending, I almost want to say, your future self and their future self, and sort of blending yourself to get there, right? I hope that makes sense. And so maybe for some of you, there is like an obsession. That to me is actually very much the devil energy of, like, maybe there is a lot of time is being spent on focusing on maybe past mistakes, or like, how could I have done this differently, which is not bad, but like, it's almost like you want to change the past, but instead of like changing the past, there's like, I like this alternative, because it's almost like, hey, you don't have to change the past of whatever happened in this connection. It actually led you to something new, that there's to some sort of growth that was needed. And so that's what I'm kind of seeing here for you. And so I do think the scattered here, it's almost like you couldn't stay where you were. You couldn't do that. There was a need to, because I feel like there was a need for change for both of you. Like, I don't know why that is, but it feels like, and then the haunted, it's sort of like things in the past, like the past keeps calling you back, and pulling you in. And the only way to heal it is to actually, like, I feel like not be together for a time being, right? We do have the truth here, and the truth is coming almost with this inner child, for me. And this truth is also almost like a sense of perception. It's seeing things more clearly, and so for me, the inner child is really actually, well, maybe there always need to be some inner child healing, but it's almost, it's a reminder here of like not being bogged down by what you think a connection should be. I don't know if that makes sense. It's almost like you were both limiting yourselves, but there's an important thing here is that even though your page is right, this is how you're going to, I guess, get there. It's sort of like you're learning as this, and I think part of it is a playfulness to it. Like, to me, the page is, there is a sense of freedom in not like having all that responsibility quite yet. It's more like there's a freedom for you both to play and then to try different things. But to me, like, the outcome is here is the sun. I hope that makes sense. But I actually feel like this is a good energy here for you. I think there's a lot of healing, there's a lot of growth that's going to happen, but I do think, to me, you have that sun energy, kind of like that's where this is headed. It may take a while because, like I said, we're still finding about more about yourself, and they're finding out more about themselves. And as you just, it couldn't really work. There needed to be more expansion, more growth. If you did like this reading, please do consider giving it a thumbs up, and please do consider subscribing. If you can't do any of those, please do consider watching the whole video. It does help the channel. It really does. And also, if you want a personal reading, like I said, I do those as well. Just contact me via email, or you could do it through Etsy. So thank you so much for being here. I feel so very honored that I was able to read your cards, and I hope to see you in the very next one. Until then, bye bye, my dear friends. Hello, my friends from group 2. I am so happy you are here. Let's see what it's all about. So when I first saw this card, I thought to myself, total Queen of Wands. So attractive, very like powerful energy coming through. I'm almost gonna say to you, like, there's not even a thing, there's a need or a desire for possibly like creating, like a really strong desire. And so it has nothing to do with the love here reading, but it's just sort of like that. Just wanted to say, like, if you're feeling like you need to create it, go for it. It's like it's gonna lead you to something really amazing. So go with that. And so what we're looking for here right now, which is really like something that I find important because we're using 3 different decks of tarot, is what is being repeated, right? What cards are repeated, because that is actually letting us know those are highlight of this energy. And what I'm finding interesting here is that we actually don't have any repetition. Okay, so this is sort of, nope, there's nothing. I'm seeing no repetition whatsoever. This is an interesting one, though. Okay. So where is this? I'd say, okay, let's start from the beginning. So there's, with the 6 of Chalice, 6 of Cups, there might be like, in hopefully, like, take what resonates, but I'm hoping this actually applies. It's almost like you knew each other, right? It could have been that you actually knew each other from the past, but it almost like when you met each other, there was a sense of knowing, a recognizing of each other. Things went really fast. 8 of Wands, there was like it was just because you had this. And maybe it wasn't on their part, maybe it was on your part, but like, to me, it seems like it was both, whether they recognized it or not, whether they acknowledged it is more like what I want to say. And so things were really happy with the sun. We were happy, we were enjoying, and then boom, they might have just ghosted you, or things just all of a sudden turn for this Five of Pentacles. There's some sort of like separation, abandonment. Yeah, we don't know where that came from. Actually, we kind of should know where it's coming from. Like this person pulled their energy probably, or maybe you pulled their energy, but I feel like they pulled their energy just because of the fear. Yeah, because like I said, this Eight of Wands just kind of took over, and it was like, whew, that is like way too fast, too fast. We do have the Six of Wands here, so it might have been something to do with, I would say like a little bit maybe. See, I don't think it's the ego. Maybe it's a sense of like, I think they saw you in too much of a, like, your light was like that Six of Wands is like, wow, like maybe confidence, and there was a sense of they just weren't worthy of you. Knight of Swords here, it's almost to me like they ran away. They really did. I just feel like they ran away. They did. They're like, oh, you're too good for me. Let's run away. Two of Cups, it scared them. Like, because it's like a special connection here, right? There's like I would say like almost like a soulmate connection. But what to me is sort of like, it's interesting here because, take this as you will. For some of you, maybe you did have a split up, like a breakup, and then you found somebody else that, like you had, and maybe even found somebody else, or you kind of decided to focus on your own creative arts here. Like there's so much with the Ace of Wands, right? While they were going through this Ten of Swords, see, like there's a whole different kind of energy here. The Ten of Swords, where they just feel like, oh my goodness, this is the worst thing ever. I just, like, and they feel like they did this to themselves. The Page of Swords, there's finally like almost like they kind of want to act. They kind of like want to start taking some sort of action, maybe speak some truth, but they're being tied down by something, barriers, like a lot of their own, like I feel like their own fear is kind of trapping them. And then we have the King of Swords here. So they're sort of like, it's almost like they put up their wall, pretend that none of this, like any of these emotions really, like affected them. So, oh my goodness, somebody here is totally lying to themselves, and that's okay. I feel like this person is lying to themselves, very much so. Eight of Swords, yeah. So I feel like this is probably maybe like your energy here as well. Though that Knight of Swords, it's sort of like, I feel like, it could be that you kind of were like decided to chase because you're like, this is important, this is something special. But it also could be that they just ran away here. So where is this headed, right? Like, where is this headed? Like, it just kind of feels like, see, because that's our moment. Okay, that's where it's headed. Still, yeah. Okay. Where is this headed? Because I was actually using that to tell me where it's headed, but they didn't, like, it told me, like, you have very beautiful things, like, in terms of maybe not in a connection, but in your own personal endeavors. Very beautiful, like, energy coming through, but it's in terms of this connection, because I feel like the King of Swords is blocking me. I want to see, what is this, like, what is happening now? See? And that's what I'm kind of seeing here, the Empress. And so where I think this is headed is, so the Tower moment can be in terms of you or can be in terms of them, but I feel like, so you're both kind of on your own. I think this person, is making the best out of what, like, their own things. I don't think they're acknowledging that they made a mistake. If that's something, they're not acknowledging any of this, because like they said, this King of Swords is almost like it's blocking his emotion or her emotion. They're blocking their emotion. And so they're not like gonna say, hey, I made a mistake. But the tower happens here, and they thought the 10 of swords was bad, but the tower is gonna come here, and it's going to, but it's beautiful because like here we actually finally see our repeating ones. We actually have the 8 of swords, so something's trapping you. Maybe it's trapping you as well, but I feel like their energy, maybe you're trapped in this in like wondering, hey, what happened, right? That could be something like, hey, they ghosted me, why, or they just like all of a sudden this ended. It was very abrupt and we don't know what happened. So maybe you're trapped. Part of that is like doubting yourself here, and they're trapped in their own like fear of like, hey, this connection, like here I actually see that they actually see what it is, the lovers, the soulmates, the possible twin flames, if you believe in that. But it's a connection that it's almost like it, to me it's almost divinely done here. The Empress, where I feel like you understand, where you finally claim your true like power. I think is almost like you understand things a lot better. And then I feel like the Magician can kind of feel like, I feel like they free themselves to understand, hey, I want to manifest this. So where is this? I feel like you're headed towards, but they're not quite the Emperor yet. They're, I think, working their way towards this. So for me, I know for sure what is happening with you. It's almost like you are, the creative, you're going to thrive. That's what I'm saying. You're going to thrive. Oh, there might be a reason, like if this was like where you're like, what happened, and you were like doubting yourself, that's going to be cleared up. For me though, I think the person who really needs that work is going to be your person here, or that tower is going to really wake them up, and I almost feel like they're going to call you. They're going to do the chasing. They're going to chase after you. And that's what I think is going to happen next. But they're not there. Even when they decide to chase, they're not there because they're using their Magician, but they're not the Emperor. Okay, let's see what other, and I'm using Autumn's Delight by V11 Tarot. She has an awesome YouTube channel, so check that out. I think I have it in the, I should have it in the description box. Let's see what's happening with this connection. Where's this connection? Yeah, see the fear. It is trapping. I don't know if to me it's like a lot of them, but I don't know. Maybe it's also, the fear is also trapping you as well a little bit. But to me it seems like definitely they're being trapped by this. Okay, so I do feel like, let's actually, I'm going to use my spooky oracle spooky site, which is available on Etsy, and the Autumn's Delight is also available on Etsy. So, okay. Okay. Interesting. Because what I'm seeing here is almost like the fear. Yeah, like I said, we're gonna see finally overcoming the fear. It's going to come to head, right? With that tower, it's going to come to head, and that I feel like it's going to bring about some sort of good luck change here. There's a sense of understanding that to me you kind of belong together, and there's sense of here. I do think that maybe you will be getting some cooperation, or maybe understanding how to cooperate together. But to me, it's also like divine intervention, because I did see that with that lovers. To me, just seems like that's what it kind of goes. We do have curiosity. And to me, I feel like they feel like you are very much like, they are very attracted to you. There's just a sense, and maybe there's a sense of, with the curiosity, it's like wanting to know more. So maybe it went too fast, so you didn't really get to know each other. So I feel like what I'm seeing here is that things might go slower. Like they when they chase after you, they probably want things to go really fast as well. But I think you're going to be like, no, we're going to go slow. We're going to get to really, really know each other. We're going to really understand each other. And then that's why we have the date here. And with the alternative, I feel like you're not going to repeat the cycles. You're going to go to you're going to level up and go to the next phase of this connection. Yeah, that's actually, I really like that. I'm like, oh, I like all this. These readings have been fun. So I hope that makes sense. If you did like this reading, please do give it a thumbs up and please do consider subscribing. If you can't do any of those, please consider watching like the whole reading or a little bit more if you want. It just does help the channel. And just thank you so much for being here. I feel very honored that I'm able to read your cards. Like I said, this is a very beautiful reading. I do like it a lot. And just thank you so much for being here. I am sending you so much love and so much light until I see you in the next one. Bye-bye, my dear friends. Hello, my friends from group 3. Oh, sorry. It's like I'm trying to make it so it doesn't blind you. Okay. So hello, group 3. I am happy you are here. So I have to say, I loved all the topper cards. And this one is like, oh, it actually feels, it's almost like you're going somewhere. Like this is kind of like reminding me of the 6 of Swords, but since it's kind of is all about this connection, I feel like it's almost like both of your hearts are calling to each other, sort of like traveling to meet each other. Wow, this is actually quite lovely. This energy. I feel like the pull is strong, is what I'm seeing here. And so, yeah, there's that longing. Yep. We could definitely see that there's this sense of longing. I was not shocked to see that tower there. So what, right now I'm using, these are 3 different tarot. So we want to see what, repeating cards we have, because that's the energy that's very important to let us know the 5 of Cups is right there. Yeah, that one's already been repeating. We have the 9 of Swords, Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands. Okay, wow. Okay, so what I'm seeing here, yeah, so to me, I'm gonna stay with that I feel like you're both of you have a longing for each other, right? There's the 5 of Cups. I feel like you're mirroring each other in that regard. With the 3 of Wands, there's a wanting to be together. Like, so I'm gonna say that there was something major that doesn't allow you to be together. So it could be that this person is already in a committed relationship, or it might be that you're in a committed relationship. It's almost there's just something that is blocking it, and I feel like it's not just like, it's not a trivial thing. It's something that's major, like that it just can't be, because like I feel my heart chakra is just kind of like, there's a sadness there, and there's this like I almost feel like 2 magnets trying to attract each other, but like being binded or restrained by something else. So that's this kind of energy that I'm seeing here. So there's also this Fool energy. So it's interesting. It's almost like there's a potential for like new beginning or something, and so I'm actually gonna say, I feel like this is your energy. Could be also their energy. Okay, so I will say what it is, and you know where it fits better. And so there's like a possible like transformation and happiness that comes and here, but you're still, or they're still holding on to like the previous. They're still holding on to this 5 of Cups. So they're not wanting to move things forward, not just in the connection, but in general. They're just kind of still holding on to this 5 of Cups, and that's why this tower happens. The tower comes and gets rid of that, trying to get rid of this 5 of Cups that we're trying to finally deal with. And then we have the Sun energy here. So I'm almost like, I could almost see. Okay, let me just continue on. All right, so there's the Sun energy, there's happiness, there's almost like, I feel like, okay, maybe you're like, okay, the tower's over. I'm finally kind of getting over this 5 of Cups. Like, yay. But then we have the 5 of Swords here. So the ego kind of acts up. And so what I'm going to say to you here is, now that I'm understanding this a little bit better, is that I actually feel like you're both kind of going through this. And so maybe like, little differences here and there, but overall it's sort of like, I feel like you're living parallel to each other. Right. And so happiness, joy, ego comes in. The ego comes and kind of, I feel like, ruins things or makes things a lot harder. Then there's the sense of 9 of Pentacles, where it's like, oh, okay, I'm okay. Like, you and they are okay being by themselves. Like, okay, single is the best. I really like this. I don't even, like, it's almost like you don't even need friends or people. You're going to be okay by yourself. But then 5 of Cups happens again. And sort of like, and especially like maybe when there's a party, festivities, there's a sense of when you let down your guard and when they let down their guard, then the true sense of that 5 of Cups. And for me, it's actually like there is regret with it, but there's a sense of loneliness. There's a great sense of loneliness here. And so I could see why you're being attracted to each other, because I feel like, and I don't say this lightly, I feel like somehow together you fit so that loneliness isn't there, and you understand each other's loneliness. I hope that makes sense. 9 of Swords. Yeah, there's a sense of being haunted by this 5 of Cups, this regret, this thing. But I do think that energy shifts and it changes here. We have the Knight of Swords and we have the Knight of Wands. Which I feel like that for me is almost like either like there is actual like winds are changing, like circumstances change. So it forces both of you, because like I said, this feels like you're both going through this. It forces both of you to start to take action with this Knight of Swords. So maybe for some of you, and I almost feel like there's a sense of taking action, not so much without thought. There's a purpose here, and here is more of like being called by like your passion by something. It's sort of like okay, I have to do this. And then the world here, it almost to me feels like you're finally facing the world. You're finally like, or you're kind of going off maybe in search of each other. I don't know if that makes sense, but I do want to see, so where is this headed? Like I'm like quite like not enough. There's a Hierophant, the Empress. Okay, so is this headed? So I'm feeling like another Tower moment. Oh, my friends. Ooh, if this is not a like that, this feels like a very strong connection. Where is this headed? Where's this connection really headed? Three of Swords. Wow. Where's this? Like, this connection headed? Let's see, where is this connection headed? One more. Knight of Cups. Okay. Okay, so so yeah, you're still do you, like, this is sort of like, I feel like this is the binding. This is the Hierophant with the Empress could be, they're married maybe. Or you're married. Like there's some sort of connection where you're both, like I said, there was constraint and restraints being placed there. And I feel like that's still going to happen, right? This is still going to happen here. We're still having this, we're still, until this tower happens. Again, there's another tower moment. But this tower moment, maybe there is a split up here. Like I feel like there's a split. If somebody breaks up in whatever connection they are, there's a lot of pain. There's a lot of like heartbreak because they're not, I almost feel like, oh, I don't even want to do too much, but like, they're like, this connection isn't like if they say, oh, there's nothing there. No, that's not true. There's something here with this other, with other, whatever this is, relationship, whatever. So it does matter, but it does leave room here for choice, right? Maybe they're the ones who actually decide to walk away, and even though it hurts them, walk away finally, not from you, but from this other thing. Or maybe you finally decide to walk away from, because I feel like both of you are in constraints. I don't know what constraints it feels like you're in, both in actual relationships. So one of you walks away or both of you walk away, and there's pain there because it is like it was actually it was a strong and like a large part of your life and their life as well. But the choice is different. Go for a different choice here. There might be reconciliation here, right? There might be reconciliation with the Three of Cups. But the important thing here is actually finding equanimity within yourselves. Like I almost feel like that's what it is. It's sort of like not depending on others, but really learning how to find peace within yourself. I do feel like you understand them in a way that they're not understood, and they understand you in a way that you're not understood. The Knight of Cups, I feel like finally is able to express emotions, express their feelings, because I don't think they're able to really express themselves here. And neither were you. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. So I do feel like this is about things turning. This is about big changes happening. And also with the Wheel of Fortune ending it there, it's almost like things are still in flux. It's always in flux. There's no, even though I say all these things, I'm like, things aren't written in stone. Some things are, but I wouldn't say this. There's still like a lot more to go. So where is this headed? This is, at least I feel like it's headed in the right direction in terms of like, I think you're finally both going to be able to express your feelings for each other. And there might be like a romance here that happens. But what happens after that? It doesn't want to say. Let's see. But whatever is restraining both of you, I think that is coming undone. Let's see what other things are happening. I hope. Oh boy. Hopefully I will be able to fix this. I just realized that this was not filming correctly. Present moment, yeah. Tranquility. The fear. Yeah, and clearing the fear. Okay. So this connection is something that I feel like will bring about gratitude. It is something like, learning to live for the present moment. Like, again, there's like, I can't tell you that it's going, like how things are like going to, because I feel like things are still in flux. There's a sense of tranquility. For me, it's almost like you know each other. Like there's a sense of comfort in each other, but there's also a sense of fear that needs to be cleared. Right there, yeah. Right there. It needs to clear that. There's like, oh my gosh, look at that. Fear cleanse, terror cleanse. wow, you have no idea. Like, that is, need to face the fear, need to like finally get rid of the fear that's holding you back. There's anticipation of waiting for what's to happen. Yeah, and then just like, again, there's like a destiny to be said here. The wheel of fortune is turning here for you. Offering for me, it's almost like offer the fear. Like, don't hide from the fear, because I feel like don't bottle things in. Face it as best you can. Like, facing it is the only way to move forward. The good things, I feel like you're finally moving forward. I really like this reading. So I hope you like it too. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up, and please do consider subscribing. If you can't do that, please do consider just watching like the whole like video. It really does help the channel. And if you want a personal reading, like I said, I do offer them, and all the information is down below. You could also get them through Etsy, or if you want any of my oracles, they're on Etsy as well. Right now there's a sale, so all right, thank you so much for being here. I feel so honored that I was able to read your cards, and until I see you in the next one, I'm sending you so much love and so much light. Bye bye, my dear friends. Hello, my friends from group 4. Yay. I really like this. Like, I loved all the toppers today. And I feel like this is the chariot like energy, and so there's a choice here. Or maybe for some of you, definitely first off, strong moon connection, strong telepathic connection. I think you bring out both the good and the bad in each other. They feel like you're very mysterious though. There's a sense, and your hearts are connected. Wow. This connection is magical. Choices, right there, right off the bat, we have choices. Yeah, you're gonna need to make a choice. They're gonna need, or maybe they're gonna need to make a choice. And so we have, I'm using 3 different tarots. So what we're looking for is, especially in highlight, is cards that repeat, like, because then that lets us know that those are very important energies that we're wanting to focus on. So if 2 of Swords came out twice, like we thought it would, just because we are, because it's choices, like there's choice to be made here. Okay. Pentacles. Okay. 5 of Pentacles. Okay, the Chariot, wow. And the Chariot kind of comes out twice here as well. Okay, wow. Oh, and it has that, like the horse, the white horse and the black horse. Actually, see, this is a chess piece, but here you actually see them. Wow, there's movement. Okay, so there is movement in this connection. Choices need to be made, though. Whew. Okay, so 2 of Swords for me, that's actually them. They had to make a choice. They had to make a choice. And so they might have chosen somebody else, but I also feel like they view you as the Empress. Isn't interesting? Because even though they view you as the Empress, even here with they actually saw you like, like having a family together. They chose somebody else because they possibly were really hurt. I feel like they had their guard up, even especially because of what they desired from you. So they chose somebody else because they was safer. Ooh. Ooh. And so that decision that they made gave them the 3 of Swords, and it gave you a 3 of Swords too, because it was very painful. Because you felt that they saw you as the Empress too. And you could see you and them having a family together. Or like, yeah, family, I would say. King of Swords. So instead of feeling their feelings, instead of feeling the 3 of Swords, they bottled it up. The King of Swords, they just became like, I don't have any feelings here. But they did, and they still do. Look at this. They have this 5 of Wands, and so that is like a lot of internal struggle, a lot of like they fight with themselves often. Almost feel like they they bicker with themselves over, especially like over the choices that they made. Oh my goodness, look at that. And so that's the Queen of Pentacles. I'm sure that's, I guess that's you, because again, it's like it's almost like the Empress. There's little baby kittens all over. Yeah. And so they wanted to choose you, but they didn't choose you. And so Page of Wands. That's interesting. This is actually the more interesting ones. Maybe they have a child with somebody else, or they feel like there's a sense of immaturity, like or maybe their inner child is like, oh, I really wanted them, like I really wanted things to work out here, wanting this King of Pentacles. Oof. It's an interesting one to go, because I feel like it's almost like the inner child's trying to talk to them. It's sort of like they're ignoring it. And then the Five of Pentacles here. So again, abandonment, feeling like left in the cold. And I feel like they're actually become successful in some way. Maybe they actually make money, or like something like that, where they wanted to be. This is part of also their goals, part of the reason why they also didn't choose you. Sorry, this is just like, whew, this is so fascinating. So even though they have the things that they like, that they searched after, that they looked after, even though I feel like this person made all the choices to lead to them to where they are right now, and they thought they would lead them to happiness, but instead it has led them to the Five of Pentacles, to this like feeling abandoned, like it's feeling like they don't have anything, even though they did everything to get to this place. It was to me like a very much a letdown. They're like, oh, it's like barren. It's not happiness. And so I feel like the Chariot comes into it again, because they're going to, this leads them to change, to move forward. Let's see, because I do think this person actually thinks and does have a sense of perception. Where is this? Where is this connection heading? Where is this connection heading? Where is this connection headed? Where is this connection headed? Again, though, this is interesting, because again, they withhold their feelings. And so maybe because they think you're doing just fine without them, which I think is true. Or maybe they pretend that they're doing fine. There's a death, so some sort of ending that comes about. Wow. Because maybe you go off and you are, so they still find you attractive here, but they go off, and then you have your own sense of happiness and joy. So they kind of skulk away and walk away. This is like intense. Look at that. Their pain, their suffering. But they get stronger. Wow. Sorry, I'm like seeing this thing. Because, Sorry. I'm all over the place, but it's just, and I'm actually going to need to get more cards because this is not it. So they, even though they felt that Five of Pentacles and it started to like, so maybe it could have been that they had to make a choice again, or they thought they were going to start moving forward, start moving towards the things that they like, towards you, towards this connection. But again, they went with, instead of doing that, they're going to become the King of Swords again, pulling out all these emotions, all those feelings, we're bringing them back in, pretending everything's fine, possibly, like, you know, but I feel like there's an ending here to this illusion, to this falsehood. It's probably you. Maybe you are happy. Like I said, to me, this feels like you are happy, you are finding your own thing. So they're kind of left like skulking. They have this pain, suffering. They haven't left, because I feel like I said, they chose somebody else. They haven't left that person. This is all going on in their head. And so, and I feel like, but this is finally that 10 of Swords, when they see you happy, moving on without them. It's almost like this actually does, I feel like this might be the actual wake-up call. I don't know if that is, but I do feel like they take in their strength. They finally defend themselves against their other person, right? This other person here. Ooh. Or this actually could have been also the other person blocking you as well, blocking their happiness. Wow. It's like they want to end it, but this person blocks it. And finally, they're actually going to stand up to this other person. Wow, wow, wow. And finally, kind of like let it be, like they have. So in order for anything to happen, they have to finally like face off with this other person. So what happens? And so then it's finally when they're able to actually acknowledge their feelings, allowing their, and like I said, the moon is a very strong, is an important thing here for you. Allowing their feelings and their truth to finally come out, and allowing themselves to finally have a start over. There's still a sense of fear here though. I'm not sure like about how you feel about them, because of, wow. But to me, there seems to be like, it will be a happily ever after, but oof, it is not something that's going to come easy. Wow. Happily ever after, but poof, there's a whole lot of stuff that needs to happen. This is like, every so often I say, this will happen when you're much older. The timing is like, because I mean, like, there's a lot, like layers and layers and layers of stuff that needs to, that's going to happen, that needs to happen in order for this to all come through here. Wow. Okay, so what, sort of like a blank slate here. Yeah, there's hope. They don't know, it's sort of like unknown, but there's hope here. The truth, finally saying all the emotions, all their feelings, they're finally actually acknowledging. Oh my goodness. And it's, oh, I feel so good for them, because it's finally they're able to be who they are meant to be. Because I feel like they've been suppressing for so long. So long. Oh my goodness. Who they want to be. Who they really, really, really want to be. Who they're meant to be. Yeah. And they might even like go get, they might actually get an actual reading done for themselves. And it's funny because I think they actually get a reading for you and their connections. Yeah, look at that. holding back their emotions. Yes, they've been holding back all this time. But look at this. It's always the moon. The moon connects you somehow. Vampirian, I think that was like they were being pulled back by this other person. Sucks the life, the joy out of them. But they're still there. I chose them, right? But what they really wanted is this like union here. Even like I said, I think they go get an actual like personal reading here of some kind, like maybe on like a YouTuber or like a actual physical thing, or they actually have a friend that does tarot for them. Maybe I don't know, but they get it done. That leads them to know that there will be some sort of, because I feel like I'm telling you the same thing, like there's going to be some union. You're going to come together. I just think it's going to take a long time, because this person has to finally be who they're meant to be. They've been suppressing and suppressing and suppressing and suppressing and suppressing like forever. Every time they're about to like jump off, there's like, but there is interference, I'm going to say, by this other person, kind of like has a grab a hold. This person's gonna have to finally stand up, and then actually like move along. But I feel like they think of you as their hope. There's their shining light here. Again, truth, diligence. They're actually gonna have to do the work. They do have to do the work here. Alchemy. I think there's like something magical about this with the alchemy of like you and them. Create something unique. There's like your originality. Like I think they strive to be like you in many regards, because I think you have this sense of originality to you as well, and so they try to pull a little energy from you in terms of that. They want to be like that. I think that's also another thing. They finally have to face their truth, because like I said, I have never, like, this is just a whole lot of like repressing and it kind of avoiding. It's like, it's almost like they don't want to see what they don't want to see, but they, like, their heart tells them, but you know, they've been holding back all these emotions and finally they release it. Oh, I'm actually very excited for you, group 4. So I hope you liked this reading. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up and please do consider subscribing. And if you can't do that, consider watching the whole video. It does help the channel a lot. And if you want a personal reading, like I said, you can go ahead and find information down below in the description, or if you want, you could order it through Etsy. That's a written one, but you know, if you want a video one, just let me know. And yeah, if you want any of my oracles, or if you want Love and Tarot oracles, you can find those on Etsy as well. So thank you so much. I feel so honored that I was able to read your cards. Wow, it's a wild ride, my friend. Thank you. And until I see you in the next one, I'm sending you so much love and so much light. Bye-bye, my dear friends.